On your way to play the game, you are stopped dead in your tracks by Sam, who projects himself to project his problems onto you, pulling that tired-ass trope we've all seen a million times. You know, oh, you kill people too, that means you're just as bad as the bad guys.
No, they're adults, they've made their choice.
Raiden, are you fucking dense? This is capitalism, free market feudalism. Free will does not exist. All choice is merely socioeconomic coercion.
Then why are they so mean to me?
Shut the fuck up. Listen. Then he fucking curses you with the superpower to read minds. Now Raiden realizes that these are people he's been murdering, with lives and families to feed, who are being manipulated and used as fodder for the powers that be. Then gameplay resumes and Raiden cuts their family's income. Permanently. Raiden, now severely disturbed, thinks on this for all of 12 seconds before deciding, JK, I like killing people, LMAO. But let's back up a bit. I skipped over the part where this Cambodian Bakugan tells you about memes. I am dead serious. Memes. He's trying to make the point that human behavior is driven by common ideas that repeat throughout the cultural zeitgeist, but the word he uses is meme, which was coined by Dawkins in The Selfish Gene to describe that exact concept, but now the word meme has devolved into just being funny internet things, and has even ascended to fuck status, where it works in every part of speech that isn't an article or preposition. This means he could be making a cogent point, but now you'll never know because every line of this cutscene is fucking hilarious.
Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. It's controlled by something greater. Memes. The DNA of the soul. How about full of shit? Is that a meme?
What? How about full of shit? Is that a meme? No, you fucking... Look at an old person trying to figure out Facebook. Monsoon as a boss is entirely carried by the aesthetics and writing. He does have a varied and interesting moveset, including the pants attack, but the game is incredibly lenient with its parry timing. The only parries I missed were from the rare occasion where the camera would cause a parry input to register as an attack, or when I just forgot to press the button like a moron. That's not me bragging, you literally just have to walk forward and mash square, which you were already doing to attack. When you finally pull back the curtains of annoying horseshit, you can see this game for what it really is. Sekiro, but worse. I'm not actually petty enough to think a game would be invalidated by a later game doing core elements better. If we're being realistic, Monsoon would not be a better fight if we just stuck him in Sekiro, because he wouldn't have this batshit meme speech, my favorite trope subversion of all time, or this absolute banger of a boss theme. Hang the fuck on. Left-hand rule? I've watched enough Electro Boom to know that you've got it mixed up. You specifically name-dropped Lorentz force. You're talking about the magnetic fields induced by running current. That's the right-hand rule.
And you shall not be a dummy again! The middle finger is for refill. The thumb is reserved for the force. The index finger is for current. You hold those fingers in this pose. If two fingers match their vectors, you'll know where the third one goes!
I guess you won't forget that anytime soon.
Your memes end here.
What? Your memes end here. What the fuck? We've almost reached the end of the budget, but we've still got just enough for a few unique video game ideas. Hey, wouldn't it be neat if we made the player wait for the elevator? In real time? How about a cute little side objective where the player has to follow some wires? Let's throw in a new mini-boss too. Fun fact, on very hard difficulty, the game spawns 2 of these fucks, and they can circle strafe and stun lock you with rockets like you're playing Doom. As the demons. Ooh, I got one. Let's make an intense action scene where the player has to sprint through the building, narrowly squeezing past the incoming horde of enemies. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Just make sure you give the player a box beforehand. You know, the stealth item. What? And at the end of it all, we have Weebland. This is canonically completely pointless. Some dickhead executive just really likes Japan. I guess this communicates the financial excess this company has and contrasts that with their business model of aggressive price slashing. We're just at the end of the budget, so I'm going to take a second to finish up my thoughts on the combat. When it works, you are effortlessly bouncing between enemies, parrying attacks, and using blade mode to gain the upper hand. And when it doesn't, which is most of the fucking time, you are being stun-locked, bounced from enemy to enemy, and violating your analog stick. This elevator is really long. I wonder what lies in store for me. Oh, it's Mistral again. I don't know why you need brains to run your cyborgs when you can make perfect robot copies of one of your elite members. Alright, that was weird. Wait, why isn't the door opening? Oh, god damn it. It's Risotto Nero here to get me with his stand Metallica. While we're here, this game is a great example to prove that third-person camera issues come mostly from the level design, not from the camera system itself. Real Monsoon has 0 camera issues because there's a wide area with no walls or ceilings. Liquid Monsoon, linked to his brother by their cursed genes, will give the camera operator a fucking panic attack. Kinda weird though, he had to fight the same boss like 20 minutes later, right? Welcome to the end of the budget. The rest of the game is literally cutscene, boss fight, cutscene, reused level but backwards, cutscene, boss fight, cutscene, 2 entire rooms of gameplay, cutscene, boss fight, cutscene, boss fight, cutscene, boss fight, cutscene.
Howdy, Raiden. Welcome to the preschool where we train our aforementioned child soldier brains.
I hope you're too late. I've already mashed up your theme with Chinese communist music, and we all know that communism is bad.
Bullshit. You can't replace my theme with a mashup because I've already replaced it with the Space Jam mashup.
Oh no, nothing better represents capitalist America than cartoons and basketball.
You know what else represents America, Jack? Intentionally staging or at the very least knowingly failing to prevent a terrorist attack that we used to subsequently justify decades of military occupation that coincidentally furthers our imperialist goals in the region while creating the conditions for new terrorist incidents that retroactively justifies the whole thing. Like the good old days after 9/11.
That is a real line in the game. I did not make that up. You'd expect some kind of twist at this point in the game where the bad guy explains what's really going on, but no, this game is very upfront with you. I don't think there is a single lie told in the entire script. Sundowner just sees violence as a part of human nature and the post-9/11 wave of American murder boners as beautiful. Like his namesake, the Sundowner wins. Yeah, sure, people are dying, whatever, but god damn, that's nature running its course, asserting its unimaginable power to wrest back control of the land. And you know what? It's fucking pretty.
I guess this is a boss fight then.
It would appear so.
Well then, meet me on the roof.
What? Oh, he wasn't kidding. My script constantly refers to this guy as Susdowner because it's amusing to me. I don't actually have an Among Us joke.
Like I said, Jack, it's a crew, and I love miners!
This boss is almost good. First issue, the helicopters. Fuck off. Alright, there we go. Boss is fun again. His gimmick is that he's
fucking invincible!
Then you cut his shields off and he's
fucking invincible!
I think that's a pretty good use of blade mode. You know, actually severing body parts to weaken the boss over the course of the fight. The problem, apart from these fucking helicopters, is that he has no health. Even if he wasn't getting vigor checked, his other gimmick is slow, high damage attacks. But you can always animation cancel into a parry, so it's kind of a waste. I guess at the end of the day, he was far from
fucking
Also, he's Kiryu Kazuma, apparently.
Son of a bitch! You got me!
A few moments later.
Lead time's over, Jack! Time to die!
They end the fight with another spectacle QuickTime event, but the camera fix makes this part completely unplayable. Wow, who knew the man with the barcode on his head would be a God-fearing Christian?
Attaboy, Jack.
Okay, what the fuck? I could buy Monsoon eking out a few extra words since he was literally just half ahead to begin with, but your Wernicke's and Broca's areas are like 2 feet away from each other. How the fuck are you talking to me? Hello, Raiden, did you get me my hands? I'm really finna bust a nut, RN, and I need me my hands. Ew, what the fuck? I'm out of here. Alert, we have entered part 2 of the Chin arc.
Raiden, that was quite the fall that we couldn't afford to animate.
The fatwa has been issued, and now the White Devil is no longer welcome in these lands. Oh dang, I'd better steal this bike. Oh hey look, it's Sam. I've been semi-seriously engaging with the social philosophy and worldview of each boss in order to build up to a point about Raiden later on. So, what have you to say for yourself?
Forget it. We've both heard enough speeches about higher causes by now.
A word? Alright. I don't know who we are, I don't know what's going on, but this is a boss fight, so the only thing
Show me a good time, Jack!
Sam is the best boss, and you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it, the only good one. There's no minions, no helicopters, no moves, and this boss in a parrying-based sword fighting game is actually a humanoid with a sword. Wow, who could have guessed that cutting the bullshit and letting the player play the fucking game would make it fun? Me, I guessed that. Sam has no speeches, no bullshit. He knows we speak one common language, and that language is violence. What? Playtime? Are you Sonic the Hedgehog? What the fuck? Sam is the only boss we don't carve into sashimi, exclusively because the game wants to give us this reveal. He barely had any cyborg parts. I guess being Brazilian makes you stronger than the guy who suplexed a fucking metaphor for the commodification of nuclear warfare by the military-industrial complex, but weaker than his upgraded form. This is some bizarre-ass power scaling. Fun fact, Sam being Japanese-Brazilian isn't actually that far-fetched. Brazil has always been trying to reel in new immigrants, so they've always been happy to take in extras when shit hits the fan here in the States. Like during the Civil War, they took in a bunch of Confederates. And when we started arbitrarily imprisoning Japanese people during World War II, a lot of them fled down to Brazil. Now, we entered this scene on a motorcycle, so how do you think this cutscene ends? Now it's time for my favorite character. We were invited here, but I'm gonna rip open these expensive doors anyway.
Hi, Raiden.
Who the fuck are you?
Hehe, should've played the other games now, huh? Get in my spaceship, ooh woo.
Is this Starship Earth to Earth? Do you have any clue how fucking stupid of an idea that is? We are being rushed to Pakistan because Susdowner staged an international incident that will start another series of Middle Eastern forever wars to line defense contractors' pockets and ensure the re-election of complicit politicians. We cut everyone to ribbons at this military base, but speaking of complicit politicians, surprise! We were the international incident all along. I have no idea how killing 5 people in Pakistan is worse than the fucking murder swath we cut through both the United States and Russia, but I guess they're called false pretenses for a reason. There is a lot to talk about with Armstrong, so rather than cutting jokes to make room, let's go through the joke lightning round. Collective Consciousness is one of my favorite tracks in a game full of bangers, and it fits 1-to-1 with All I Want for Christmas. His Metal Gear is a giant crab, which invites carcinization jokes, but also a better death machine would just be a normal-ass tank. Armstrong can melanate and unmelanate to say the N-word at will, while still maintaining his white privilege. Feel free to disagree with me on this one, but of the two parties our system has afforded to us, Armstrong really strikes me as a Republican, which makes his election in a thoroughly blue state all the more confusing. These cutscenes are absolutely batshit with so many incredible one-liners.
Well, if it isn't Saucy Jack. Checked the internet lately.
The memes.
Played college ball, you know. Could have gone pro if I hadn't joined the Navy. Don't fuck with this, Senator! Nice night. I have a dream. Fuck all these lunatic lawyers. chicken shit bureaucrats! Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit! Fuck American pride! Fuck the media! Fuck all of it! Nanomachines, son! They harden in response to physical trauma. You can't hurt me, Jack! What did I just say?
Okay, with that out of the way, now we can talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Steve. But first, we interrupt your regularly scheduled political thriller for Chin Arc, the final saga. After taking several grazing hits to the chin over the course of the game, Raiden narrowly avoids this uppercut by retracting his jaw. He takes a moment to reflect, chuckling at his own silent introspection. So first, Armstrong explains that a new war will be good for the economy, which is true, but a bit moreish in it. So he sword fight his mech, then cut off its sword so he can sword fight it some more. This irritates Steven, so like Prometheus stealing fire from the gods, he reaches forth to drink the crab juice from the species of superior evolution, and it makes him like absurdly buff.
Oh no, he's hot!
Now that he's in uniform for his InfoWars interview, he gives us the truth.
I'm using war as a business to get elected! So I can end war as a business.
America was founded as an experiment. Keep power away from the state and decentralize that state as much as possible in order to protect individual liberties. The problem is that through consolidation, lobbying, and corporate hegemony, we're right back to where we started. Our lives are no more valuable than the commodities we produce. Armstrong proposes that the only way to end this mass exploitation and suffering is to
wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes a new America will be born! Every man will be free to fight his own wars!
The thing that gets me is, in the context of the game, isn't Armstrong right? This isn't some PNG tuber rant soda contrarian shit either. I wouldn't side with Armstrong, but shouldn't Raiden? We've established that he has his own moral compass and separates what's legal from what's right. Armstrong even points this out, as well as the fact that Raiden was made stronger by the forges of war. We haven't been fighting any grand conspiracy, just the symptoms of larger systemic issues. Am I really meant to believe that Mr. I like killing people thinks we can reform this shit? I mean, we are literally here to stab a senator. If that's not lobbying, I don't know what is. I'm just kind of confused, since much like industrial society and its future, Metal Gear Rising slowly builds a case for why our current society is dysfunctional and will only lead to further harm, then concludes that the only solution is a complete destruction of that society. This is why I've been semi-seriously engaging with each boss's motivations and ideology. They've been presented not just as their own characters, but also as vignette reflections of Raiden. Strength is necessary for survival. Your allegiances should be based on ideology, rather than superficial ties like nationality. You should fight for an ideology you truly believe in. Your ideology is not entirely under your control. No matter what lies you tell yourself, your true nature will inevitably resurface. Violence is a part of human nature, and who are you to deny nature's beauty? Our penchant for violence is being manipulated to the point where we don't even know why we're fighting anymore. The collective actions of the many is doing the brunt of that manipulation. We've both taken similar actions in our respective quests, so I can't really fault you for what you've done, but I still have to kill you. This is why Armstrong is remembered as one of the best video game antagonists ever. He is the conclusion to the thesis that the entire game has been building up to. And much like Ted Kaczynski's sister-in-law, our only option is to take him down. Yeah, notice how I called him the best antagonist of all time, not the best boss of all time. Oh boy, remember all that parrying, running around, and blade mode stuff you've been learning? Hope you had fun, because all we have here are annoying grab attacks, complemented by shitty area denial combined with AoE farting. His hand-to-hand moveset is perfectly fine. Why the fuck did they give him all these shitty lava attacks? Holy fuck. The funny thing is, I wouldn't hate it nearly as much if I had health kits, but nope, the crab and fists took them all away. Thank you, game. Now I have to destroy every single nanomachine individually, while all of his attacks take off half my health. Yes, incredible. This fight is entirely carried by the game's writing, Armstrong's presence as a character, and this god-tier soundtrack. And you know what? It's pretty fun.
That's the best you got.
Playing Metal Gear Rising reminded me why I love video games. They're not just about the gameplay. The experience is born from a massive interdisciplinary collaboration. This game is the perfect litmus test for gameplay purists. It is the antithesis to the idea that art, cinematography, animation, writing, voice acting, or music don't matter, because all of that is what makes Metal Gear Rising Revengeance one of the best games ever made. In killing Armstrong, I've also killed a piece of my own cynicism, allowing me to once again actually enjoy— Okay, I'm not actually that pretentious. I just needed to segue back into talking about the plot.
You've killed me. Every single conceivable heart pawn in existence has been taken already, so you know what? Let me just... there we go.
Armstrong straight up told us that he's not responsible for the systemic issues in our society, and that he's just been the one profiting from those issues in order to accrue enough power to attempt to uproot the system as a whole. I have no idea what killing him is supposed to solve, but he was a bitch to fight, so killing him still felt good. With the status quo successfully ensured, we are congratulated for beating the game, and our reward is the finale for the coffee arc. I'll admit, I wasn't sure how they could top the hardcore action in part 2, but I was not expecting this intense interpersonal drama.
We're not running a charity here, huh? Donations alone would not even cover their maintenance. At least we can give them a chance, huh? Oh,
What was the fucking point of that? The chin thing made sense, you know, like Raiden was getting used to his new body, but this was just like, I mean, it was a kind of cute characterizing detail for these two, but you specifically set this joke up only for Boris to be the one who comes over and spills it. It doesn't spill because she's clumsy or inattentive enough to keep putting her cup in the "you are a fucking idiot if you put a liquid here" zone. Boris just fucking ruins everything and then goes, ah. What are we supposed to learn about Boris from all this? We do learn that Raiden's company is employing military cyborgs for non-military purposes. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody else has thought, yeah, we could probably save a lot on forklift certifications if we have dudes that could suplex Metal Gears. I mean, the entire plot of the Adam Jensen games revolves around civilian uses of military technology. Those games will get their own videos eventually, but for now, a post-credit scene reveals that Raiden has gone right back to killing random mooks. What? You're not gonna, like, go after corrupt politicians or corporations? You're just gonna wander around and kill the people you know are just being exploited as pawns? I guess he truly doesn't give a fuck and just likes killing people. I guess I can't call him a hypocrite.
I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think the worst part of the Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was the raping.
Holy fuck, it is the end of the video. At the end of the day, I feel like Sekiro does like every single gameplay element better, but that's all it does. It's like you've got two girls. One's really good at sex. You know, your dick has never felt better than when you were with her. But the other one can contort her body into all sorts of positions that you never thought were even possible. Sure, that first one might have been the best sex of your life, but really, which one are you going to tell your friends about the day after? Wait, fuck, that joke doesn't work because I made a Sekiro video first. Fuck it, whatever. Despite this video being like 90% bitching, I had a ton of fun with this game. I'm definitely gonna go check out Vanquish now, and I'll probably get into more games just for their soundtracks. Like, I don't really give a shit about Devil May Cry right now, but I recently heard Bury the Light, and holy fuck. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, try to help it out on the algorithm. You know, a like, a comment, even if it's something stupid like a smiley face. Those do make my day. And if you really want to see these videos keep going, I do have a Patreon, and now a YouTube membership thing. You get access to the Teddy K emote. But yeah, I really did fuck up my psych appointment, and I didn't have any Adderall to make this video, so that's why it's bad.